All right, so the main things that you should practice before you go to a range, and you can do it over top of a couch or over top of a bed, put a movie on, use the characters on screen as like somebody to draw and get a target beat on and whatever and do dry firing with. But the main thing is your grip and your arms that go with it. Kind of all of it is grip, but it's kind of posture related. So we were talking about the main thing is when you're grabbing the gun is obviously getting, we'll talk about this called fixing your puzzle in a second, but the main thing is getting this hand, if it's parallel to the ground, this hand should be at 45 degrees. If you put them both straight together and interlace your fingers, you can move your wrists all day long. If you do one like this and one like that and grab and squeeze and hold pretty tight, you almost can't, with your arms straight, you almost cannot bend your wrists even if you try to. You can't do it without bringing your elbows out in order to do it because your bones won't let you. What that does is, if you do that here, you don't have as much flick of the muzzle. You'll have more recoil happening like this, straight back, which will be less than what you just saw me doing because that's just overacting it, but with a 9mm. But what you want to do is you want to get in the habit, getting high on the grip. We've talked about getting that thumb out of your way, because when you put your thumb underneath, you sometimes look like you're hitting your mag release. Also, you've got all that air instead of having all of that purchase area with having your left hand making contact with the frame. So fixing your puzzle, getting your thumb out of the way, rotating like we talked about, getting that thumb forward and laying this thumb right on top and just coming right out, straightening your arms. You don't want to have this sort of thing happening because now you've got all sorts of floppy capability with this. But you get your elbows, kind of rotate them up a little bit. You drop your head right behind the gun, down in between your shoulders. If you get into this position by dry firing as much as you can and drawing out of the holster at home, you'll be a better shooter. You just got to work on your grip and tracking your front sight as you shoot fast. But you come out of the holster, get out of the way, get your puzzle, get those together and press. And you want to watch your front sight just drop into the rear sights as you come into your target. Another thing you should be, if you got 3 things to focus on while you're shooting that are at 3 different planes. One is your target in the distance, one is the front sight, one is the rear sights. The one that should be the most in focus and the thing you're focusing on is your front sight. If you're looking at the target, then that means these 2 little dots in my case are very hard to track because I'm looking at the target and I don't see them drop in, line up correctly. Looking at your rear sights would be pointless, but watching your front sight as you recoil, you should be trying to drop that back down into that notch, keep equal height, equal light with all 3 of them, and then keep your target in the distance right on top of your front sight. So not covered by your front sight, but just on top of it. You can actually have like Steph or someone like hit your hands while you hold your grip and try to get that to line back up, equal height, equal light, and with the target that you're pointing at, whether it be a piece of paper on the wall or Bruce Willis's head if you're watching a movie with him in it. But coming out of the holster, every time, getting that, pressing, getting the sights together. Your knuckles should be the same knuckle with each hand. Just get that hand rotated and get your elbows up and your head down between your shoulders, and you're going to line everything up. And like I was telling you, if this is 100% of your grip, this should be 20, this should be 80. This should be clamping, this should be just 20% of your overall grip. So you're focusing on the micro movement of your trigger finger. So clamping with your left hand, and then just practice having somebody bop you. You can also do reloads and getting back on sight picture. And getting right back on the grip, getting the sight picture together again and again. Same way every time. You can just drop them on the couch in front of you or the bed and pick them right back up, etc. But that's the stuff you should work on the most, is tracking your front sight, not doing an elbow bend of some sort, and getting that grip on the side of the gun, but also 45 degrees to this one being straight and this one being 45. And if you do this thing I'm practicing with your elbows kind of rotated, you'll see you can't even make your wrist bend. And dry fire a lot.